city. I put the spotlight on your city. See the superstars. Hollywood to Hollywood. Girl, you look good. Yeah, they hollering, baby. Keep modeling, baby. ATLD. I put the spotlight on your city. Carolina, Philly. I put the spotlight on your city.
Ladies and gentlemen, Spotlight of the City. We are here live with the one and only Sassy Watts. I'm your host, Stan Long, a.k.a. Mr. Motivation.
Yeah.
What's going on, Sassy?
How are you?
I know it's not Dana. I know everybody looking like, where's Dana? But guess what? This is my secret weapon is what I like to call it. Sassy Watts came on last week and did her thing with the vocals. I know y'all heard it. Sassy Ways, I'm sorry.
I was about to say, I got a new
twisted.
name. It's all
yeah,
right.
I done renamed you, huh?
That's the twin. Don't worry.
What you think about my shirt?
That's the twin. I love it. I love it.
Ladies and gentlemen, today we are doing a special tribute to what I call Black Wall Street. In case you haven't heard of Black Wall Street, I'm pretty sure you haven't. Google it. Go on YouTube. Check out the documentary. It's an amazing documentary. It's very powerful. So this is my dedication to all of those people who lost their lives. Over 300 people lost their lives in what we call Black Wall Street, which is Tulsa, Oklahoma. And we're going to get into it. I got some footage today to show you guys. And so that's something that I'm a person who likes to bring, I'm an activist, first of all, and I like to bring awareness to the community. And that's what we do here on Spotlight Over the City. So what you think about that, Sassy?
Oh, man, let me tell you. If you have not done your research, if you haven't learned about this in school, if no one in your family is fortunate enough to still be with us to share that experience, it is something that will definitely knock you off your socks. It just shows you how powerful of a people we are.
Very powerful.
Very, very powerful, and it shows the intimidation factor of the smarts. You know, people are intimidated. They're not intimidated by our color. They're intimidated by our intellect. And thanks to them, we are the phenomenal innovators we are today, because had they not put us through certain things, it would have not
we wouldn't have made
to
it.
surface.
Yeah, Black Wall Street. Well, Black Wall Street, and I won't give it away right now, but Black Wall Street came into being because by default.
Yeah.
We weren't able to buy in other communities. We weren't able to do anything but work in that community. And so what happened was, and people say, well, why do you always talk about black this and black that? Well, I'm black. And I bring awareness to my people because my people need awareness. The Bible says my people will perish for lack of knowledge. And so we can't keep lacking knowledge. We have to wake up. Yeah. Thank you, Kendrick Lamar. We have to stay woke around here. You dig? So that's what I...
Gambino too.
Oh, my bad. You know what? I didn't get it wrong.
Don't
you
worry
know
about
what?
No, I got
Childish
your back.
Gambino.
I got your
You're
back.
right. I messed
got
around.
your back.
Did I just? Who I say it was? Kendrick Lamar. I think because you know what it is. Kendrick Lamar's so conscious. I think every time something conscious come on the radio, it had been Kendrick Lamar. So anyway, it was Childish Gambino. So anyway, shout out to him.
Yeah.
And so I try to do that every week. I'm gonna try to bring some consciousness. You hear me talk about black inventors and stuff like that. And the reason I do that is because we know many people of all races have invented things and done amazing things, and I'm aware of that. Yeah. But what we don't know is what we've done, and because it doesn't get the spotlight, that's what we do. Yeah. Spotlight over the city. So shout out to the whole Black Wall Street movement. I hope to God that we can bring that movement back because we need to be empowered.
It was phenomenal. I'm telling you, it will knock your socks off. Like,
I loved it.
It will really, really knock your socks off. It was so much substance, and it empowered me. I felt like I don't have no bricks to build a building, but I'm gonna go collect some.
You know what I'm saying? It makes you just want to do something good, right? It's empowering. It's very empowering. And so I will be discussing that. This is a tribute to Black Wall Street, but also we have an amazing guest. She's a hairstylist, but not just a hairstylist. The first hairstylist to bring mobile hairstyling to the DMV, and she's a wonderful talent. So we have her on board as well. Yes. So she's a special guest, and I'll be bringing her up in the second half.
Yes.
But the first half, we're going to talk about some trending topics real quick. I thought this first one was funny. Do we have the clip of Drake? Well, actually, it's Drake getting a tattoo of Lil Wayne. What do you think of that? So Drake has a tattoo of Lil Wayne on his arm. So what do you guys think, audience? What do you think? Would you tattoo? I mean, I know that he's done some amazing things, like put him on a label and bring them up out of the dirt and this and that. And I respect that. But as a man, I don't know how I would feel. How do you guys think? What do you think about that? Would you put another man on you unless we dating? You know, I mean, I feel a way. If we dating, then yeah, it's cool. But you know, if we not doing nothing like that, then why do I have a tattoo on my arm?
I don't know if that's considered paying homage.
What do you think it is?
Or I don't know. I don't know if it's infatuation. I don't know if it's homage. Like I don't know which Drake. I don't know. Call us.
I don't know what to call it.
Let us know.
Hey Drake. What do you guys think? What do you guys think? So is it just paying homage, or is it? I mean, what are you doing? Are you paying homage, Sassy?
I don't know. I mean, you know, maybe he definitely is a pioneer. He's done a
He's
lot.
definitely that.
For,
Shout out
for
to Lil
music.
Wayne. Lil Wayne is a beast out here.
Yeah,
No question about that, but
I don't know.
I don't know
Maybe
if he
it was
getting a
bet.
tattoo.
Maybe it was a bet.
I think
it
they
was a
got
bet?
drunk, and some lean was on deck, and something else
And he
was on
leaned all
deck,
the way
and he
over
messed
in the
around and
chair.
leaned.
Got a
He messed around and leaned all the way to the tattoo parlor
I think
and
so.
said, "Yeah, something had to happen."
I
don't
think
you?
so. I think it
What do you guys think? Is that something that you would just do? I don't know. I mean, I thought it was weird. Now,
somebody said straight up gay.
okay, well, I ain't want to go there. So I don't know. I don't believe with them. But what I do know though is different. Now, what Drake has also did was put a tattoo, two of them, of Sade on his body. Don't
Sade
know quite
dude.
what that's about. I forgot.
She's
this
a
Sade.
beast. I mean, you know,
okay.
but I can understand that because she's a woman and he's a guy. You understand what I'm saying?
So that's his little crush, you think, maybe?
It could be, and people get tattoos for various reasons. Now, when it comes down to the opposite sex, I don't necessarily know what the driving force behind that is. Sade is.
You guys want to see the tattoo? I think
Yeah.
everybody must have seen it. You got the clip. Shout out to Jacob too. Let me tell y'all something.
Jacob is the man.
I got somebody sitting over here. This is my man right here. When I say he get it popping,
He gets
Jacob
it
keep us
poppin'.
live over here, man. He keep it going, man. I don't know what
poppin'.
we'd do without Jacob. Shout out to the whole Listen Vision staff too,
Yes.
though. So Jake, let's show this clip real quick. We'll be right back. Spotlight over the city.
Drake gets a tattoo of Lil Wayne's face on his body. Hi guys, this is Van. Now, if you know anything about hip hop in the last 10 years, then you know that there is a duo that has changed rap as we know it, and that duo is Drake and Lil Wayne. All you big time Drake fans know that Drake was doing his thing in Canada for a little while, but it was when he got with Young Money under the tutelage of Lil Wayne that he became the global superstar that we know today. Drake probably feels like he owes a large portion of his success to one Mr. Dwayne Carter. But now we know how much he actually loves Wayne because he's got a tattoo of Wayne on his body. You heard that right. Here's the situation. A lot of people are gonna say to me, Van, Drake has other tattoos of people on his body. Some people like Sade. Now, if you've ever listened to Sade's music, you would know that her and Drake have a very similar style, and you could see where he drew inspiration from Sade.
Okay, what you think?
Well, I mean, I don't know.
Whack or nah?
I personally wouldn't do it. I personally wouldn't do it. And one of the viewers
Yeah.
said because he signed him to an unlimited $1 million deal, it's basically paying respect. I mean, you could look at it either way it goes, but we don't know what the driving
Okay,
force
so
was
this is
on.
what I say. It could be paying respect, but this is the thing. When you're an artist and someone signs you to a multi-million-dollar deal, you popping.
It's because they believe
So it's
in your
because you're
talent.
popping.
Right.
It's not because they just want to give you some money. They get it
Exactly.
ready to make some money. So I
Exactly.
understand that you pay
Exactly.
homage, but I promise you, we not doing the tattoo thing. My
Yeah.
wife, I ain't even got my wife on me tattoo.
And
No,
people,
I'm
you
not
know,
doing it.
people get tattoos for various reasons. And again, you know, we weren't there in that zone in that moment. So of course, you know, until he comes out with some type of statement, we're all gonna speculate and spectate.
Okay.
So, I'm
So
gonna
shout out
leave
to
it
Lil Wayne, shout out to Drake. We're
Yeah.
gonna keep it moving. So on the next note, Justin Bieber, I'm confused a little.
Me
I'm trying to
too.
figure the little homie out. Justin Bieber.
Bieber,
Justin
yeah.
Bieber. I'm not a Justin Bieber fan, but he's talented.
Very much
Very, very talented. And so he's going through some. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. He canceled his tours. He started going to church.
Yeah.
He's leaving church, and he crashes into paparazzi and knock him on the ground. And the man laying on the ground. Oh, then they praying, Lord, bless him, Jesus, do this. But it looked like the man stepped in front of the truck a little bit and just looking for a check.
Yeah.
You
And
know, because paparazzi do this every day,
of course.
and so you don't be getting run over by
They know
nobody.
better.
You
They got
know how
that
to
stick and
get the hell
move
out
real
the way.
quick. They got that hot, you know.
Yeah,
the
you know how to
Heisman.
hit the
yeah,
whoop whoop.
Yeah.
But you all of a sudden on the ground and you can't move your leg and you just
That's money. He said, "I'm my back and my neck. I gotta give me a couple of dollars.
All right, so I'm gonna show you guys this clip real quick. You tell me what you think. Let's go to that clip real quick, Jacob. We'll be right back.
You gonna start your own church? Are you gonna get past your back? Are you gonna get past? What's up with you, B? How you been, my man? Justin Bieber, looking good, bro.
Yeah, what can we do?
Heal and bless him, Lord.
Call an ambulance.
What do you need?
Get out the way, man.
Healing, Lord.
3 hours.
Oh, well,
Healing.
it's all good.
Wow.
Is there anything we can do to help
Healing
you?
and blessing in the name of Jesus. Peace.
We called it already,
Thank you,
man.
Lord.
I can just feel it.
Healing.
Okay.
Healing.
Did Cardin run over you?
Healing in the name of Jesus.
Wasn't it his arm?
So I hope the young man is all right. But I didn't know it was his leg, his knee, his back. So I don't know what happened. I was confused myself. I was like, well, did he really get hit?
He just
Because
said
it looked like the
paycheck.
truck kind of like just, So I was like, they making it look
looked
like
like
the
it was
truck
like an
ran him
elbow hit.
over like Suge did.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, he Suge knighted him. He done
Paycheck.
Suge knight the man.
He tried to get a paycheck. But let me tell you something else interesting that I saw, and I don't know if you had an opportunity to look at it, but it's a video with Justin Bieber and a pastor of a church who he now classifies as his second father.
Okay.
And they did this interview, and it was Justin Bieber, the pastor, and another pastor. And you know how that segment that went on about that dress that was blue, and then they said it was gold or whatever the color was.
Yeah.
So he had on some burnt orange, like reddish type of boots, and he lifts his foot up. He's like, "Oh yeah, these are white. Yeah, these boots are white." And I'm just like, they're talking, and you just bust out with this. And then he had one of those portable little toothbrushes, so he picks it up and starts brushing his teeth while they're on camera. And I'm thinking to myself,
What
you're
was you
sitting up
watching,
here with
Sam?
pastors. The video was on TMZ.
Oh, it's a video?
Yeah, it's on TMZ. And I was just floored because I wasn't sure. I don't know if Justin is on drugs and he's really in like a
Well, that's what
rehabilitation
everybody's
program.
saying, though. They like, what's going on with
He-
Justin?
yeah, he's not
really
right.
going through it.
He's not right.
But it's a lot of pressure being a celebrity.
It
I don't
is.
want to be famous. I just want to check.
Yeah.
I want to be able to go where I want, do what I need to do. What y'all think? Like don't you, I mean, like a lot of people want that, like paparazzi. Like I'll be fighting pop. You can't just be running up on me with cameras and all. No.
Let me tell
what
you,
you doing?
I am so local. You know what I mean? Like I have my little local celebrity, and sometimes I don't like it because you can't fully party like you wanted to and have fun because everybody have cell phones out. Somebody is always looking to capture something to
right.
diminish your character. So when
right.
you're on a larger scale, I know it's 30,000 times worse. So
Yeah.
I
'Cause just
I
think
feel
about
you
it.
on that.
Think about it. When you famous, if you're a famous person, when you walk outside, you know one or two people. Everybody you see know you.
Exactly.
Like, you don't know these people. They
Exactly.
looking at you like, hey, Stan, like, who, what? Like, I
Exactly.
was in Atlanta one time. We did a book signing, and then we had, like, a big after party. And the little dude came over from the book signing to the after party. He was like, man, I need to holler at you. I thought he was, like, wanting trouble. Like,
Right.
You gonna holler at who? So
Not me.
he was like, yeah, man, I just want to tell you. And it touched me. He was like, I just want to tell you, your book changed my life. Like, I never used to read or nothing. When I read your book, man, it, like, inspired me and blah, blah, blah. And it, like, made me get mushy a little bit. Like, I was
wanted to
because
cry.
that's why I wrote this book.
Yeah.
Shout out to Blackbird
Shout
Magic, too.
out.
Transformation of a Gangster. If you don't have your copy, Barnes & Noble, Amazon.
Better get it. You better get
shameless
it.
plug, but okay, whatever.
It's all right.
I had to do that. And on that note, we're going to move on to the show because I don't want to take up too much time for my guests.
Yeah.
But at the same time, we do have to engage the public and let them know that we do hear them out there. Because a lot of people been inboxing me and saying, y'all didn't talk about the stuff that we want to talk about, and we want to talk about the stuff in the news. You ain't talking. So I said, okay, I'll tell you what.
All right.
I'll bring you guys some real news and some real stuff. And every week we're going to do just that.
Yeah.
Talk, and before I get off of that, my condolences go out to the family that lost their life, their loved one, in an accident in Ohio. I think it was Ohio. They had a fair, and
Yeah.
the thing
The
didn't do
ride.
so good,
Yeah.
and it slung people like 30 feet up in the air, and one
One
person
person
lost their
died and
life, and a
7
whole
people
bunch of
were
people were injured.
Yeah.
So I want to send my condolences to that family. And I thought about it because one time we was down Florida and they had one of those setups. And the person I was with was like, come on, we gonna get on the ride. And I was like, no, we not. Like, I'm not. Because it just doesn't look safe to me. I'm skeptical anyway. But when
Right.
it comes to those kind of setups, it doesn't look stable. It doesn't, seem to be, what I would trust to get on there. So imagine being locked down and then the thing flies off and you can't even get out though.
I can't imagine.
Like you're hopeless. You're just at the mercy of what happens.
Yeah.
And so that's why I had to bring that out and say, condolences to the family, because that's a tough way, to suffer. Like that's pretty horrific. And I know pretty much that I wouldn't want to get on a roller coaster. That'd be it for me.
Let me tell you something.
That's a
Something that
wrap.
you can pack up and put together and then take back down, I'm not down.
Right. That's like luggage. Like
No.
you
I'm not down.
just pack the joint up and take it wherever you want to go. No, I don't think
And
I
then you
want to
know
go
how
there.
you take stuff apart, you lose some screws.
Yeah. So how I know it was, you got 20 screws, when like 35 of them. You just put it together real
Like,
quick.
it'll be all right.
Yeah, no, that's not going to work. So anyway, you guys, I'm going to go to a commercial break.
Yeah.
I'm going to plug my book real quick because it's something that I never do. So Jacob, if you could, I got a trailer that I shot a while ago. Shout out to Rock from Sky's the Limit who shot this trailer. That's my man. He was on the show not too long ago. We did this about 4 or 5 years ago, but now we getting ready to he's editing my documentary. I have a documentary that I filmed a while ago, so he's doing the editing. So right after this, we're gonna bring up my guest and we're gonna talk about that. But right now we'll go to my trailer, Blackbird Melly, the transformation of a gangster book trailer. We'll be right back. Spotlight.
Yes. Stay tuned.
In 1990, Washington, D.C. saw more than 470 homicides, earning it the label murder capital of the U.S.
Shit, there you go right there. Hey, listen, when y'all pull over to the side, I'm gonna go in here and rush this dude. When y'all see me rushing, y'all rush in. About 30 seconds, give me about 30 seconds and rush the door. He ain't gonna know what hit him.
What's up with you, man? How you feel? Good, man. What's going on with you, man?
Man, I gotta tell you about this meeting, my nigga.
Oh, yeah, all right, how'd that go?
I don't know yet. I'm trying to see. I went and talked to the diamonds the other day, man. I don't know, man. This been a little funny.
Yeah, man.
I can't really say,
Uh-huh.
but I got a funny feeling that these dudes are feeling at me, son.
Sure. You already know what it is. Wait for Black to get in there, give us the signal, run up in the joint, snatch this nigga up, get this bread, spaz out.
When you leave here, you gonna go get something to eat? Yeah.
What's up, miss?
It's about time. Somebody keep calling here, hanging up. Ever since you've been gone, somebody just keep calling, hanging up. What's going on?
All right.
All right,
See you guys
thank
later.
you.
See you later.
All right, take care.
They ain't saying nothing?
No, just keep hanging up. When you
How many
hear,
times is that?
when you hear, all day long. Every time you leave, all day long.
Man, fuck this. I'm going to Atlantic City. This is my birthday. I ain't shooting all this shit, man. What? They ain't say nothing?
Nothing at all. Just keep calling, hanging up. When you're in here, it doesn't ring. As soon as you leave, ring. Nobody's saying nothing.
Probably one of them damn females. You know how they do. Get this shit in. It's my 28th birthday.
Let's get it in. I'm
You
ready
close,
to go.
man. Oh, man.
Excuse me, sir. We are closed.
Get down. Get down.
Just let me up,
Hey,
man.
Joe. Get this nigga this money, man. Else he gonna kill you.
I don't got no. I'm gonna take you to some money. Just let me up.
Alright, get your ass up there. Come on.
Get me up, man.
Let's go.
Just get me up. I'm gonna take you to some money, man. It's tripping.
And we are back, ladies and gentlemen. Spotlight over the city. I'm your host, Stan Long, and you already know my guest co-host is the bomb, Mrs. Sassy Waves.
Yes,
you heard me?
indeed. How you doing?
Shout out to Dana. Dane,
Yes.
I miss my co-host.
Hi,
She's off in
Dana.
the no telling what Dana's doing. She might be in
Dana
Cali
could be
today.
anywhere.
She might be in LA, Florida, no telling, but she's somewhere doing
You know
her
how they
one
had
too,
Where's Waldo?
Yeah,
Where's
where's Dana? Where's Dana? We're looking for you, Dana.
Yeah, where are you?
So before we bring up our guests, I just wanted to address this right here. My wife got me this shirt too, by the way.
Shout
I'll
out,
tell you.
wifey.
Look at this right here. Let me move this out the way. You see
Yeah,
this right here?
Stand up. Give him.
This is a big deal.
Stand up. Let him
This
see.
is a big deal.
Let him see.
This right here is really big history.
Very
Black
much
Wall
so.
Street is a movement that didn't just happen in Tulsa, Oklahoma. They had a movement in Philadelphia. They had a movement in Durham, North Carolina.
Yeah.
Where people of color were forced. It wasn't a choice. They were forced to have to fend for themselves because the others wouldn't let them come into the community and buy garments, buy goods, buy groceries, buy anything. They could only come there to work.
And that's it.
And so what happened was, it was a little town called Greenville in Oklahoma. Greenwood. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, Greenwood. Thank you.
I got your
Co-host,
back.
let me
I
tell you
got your
something.
back.
So Greenwood was a little place that they settled into and started developing the community themselves, opening up stores.
Yep.
So they had, what they talking about? They had 600 businesses.
Let me break it down. Let me break it down.
Help me out.
So listen, in Oklahoma, right? This is before it became a state. This is when the black population was there. They were there with the Indians, and unfortunately, the Indians had us as slaves. So
That's very true.
Yeah, so the Indians had us as slaves.
Had us as slaves.
So, as time progressed and time goes on, black folks get to claim territory.
Right.
Before it was actually made a state. So we migrated and we put our foot down and it's like, okay, this is where we're going to reside. And it was cool, but it still came with a little bit of So right when it became a state, the first bill that was passed had something to do with the Jim Crow laws. So segregation was there. So it's like, okay, well, we have all these black folks and they're not good for anything except for working. So we are going to continue to dehumanize them and keep them at a particular distance, but we need their muscle because we built the city.
Right. So we could come into the town and work, and then we had to go back to Greenwood.
Exactly. So our innovation kicked in, and it's like, okay, well, if we can't socialize and we can't shop, we still have to eat. So the very first store in Greenwood, on the corner of Ashton and Greenwood, I believe, was a grocery store.
That's right.
So that was the catapult. So the black community was labeled by Booker T. Washington. It was declared that
Black
Greenwood was the Negro Wall Street of America.
That's right.
But after the law was passed, it was transitioned over to Black Wall Street of America.
right.
So that's how it got its name. But there were over 108 black-owned businesses. We had 2 theaters. We had 2 black schools, 15 doctor's offices. We had cleaners. There were hotels. It was a phenomenal thing. And unfortunately, it was taken down by one man.
So before we touch on that, the thing that struck me the most is the coming together by default.
Yep.
Produced millionaires in 1921.
Yes.
So what I'm trying to wake the community up to understand is we can pool our monies together and pool our efforts together and create that same Black Wall Street. And you don't have to be a dependent. You can be independent. And so this is what happened then. And when I say they grew that community to, people were in awe. People would travel and come through there just so they could witness
what was
going on in this small town in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
And look, let me tell you, before that happened in 1890, it was 3,000 strong. 3,000 strong. So we planted that seed way before Black Wall Street. So it wasn't documented really up until the 1920s.
Right.
And then by the 1900s, we were 5,500 strong and growing. And to be honest with you, a lot of people may or may not know this, but Edwin McKay moved to Oklahoma and founded the town of Langston. He's a black guy.
That's right. So this is, I love Sassy. You know what? See, this is what I'm talking about. When I say she did her homework, I call Sassy. When? Yeah, when I tell you this.
Was it yesterday?
Yesterday. Sassy, we're going to do a thing on Black Wall Street. This is what she came up with.
I'm
More
on
information
it.
than
I'm
me.
on it.
And I'm the one who telling her about Black Wall Street, right? But so she's dead on it. So I didn't want to interrupt, but I wanted to say that. So now, tell them about this elevator story.
Okay, so Dick Rowland was a 19-year-old black guy who dropped out of school. He was in one of the black schools, but the oil company was founded there. So that's how Tulsa, Oklahoma was getting that bag, because they had the oil. They were producing oil. So, you know, back then $1 was like maybe 1,000 today. So
at least 500. Yeah.
At least. So, you know, he shining shoes, you could get that tip because you're going to shine the shoes of the oil.
Elite,
yeah.
timers,
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know, he dropped out of school and there was one bathroom that they could use, and that was a few blocks away, and it was called the, oh my goodness, I wrote it down. Wait a minute. He dropped out of school and there was one bathroom located downtown, and it was the Drexel building. So it was upstairs, and the elevator was run by a white lady named Sarah Page. So it was alleged that he either...
Sarah Palin?
No. That's probably her.
It probably was her former life.
Yeah. So it was alleged that he either hit her, raped her, fell into the elevator because he had to go to the bathroom so bad.
Really
Nevertheless,
bad. That's what they said.
Yeah. So when the doors open, he runs out. She's in there screaming. So there was a article that came out and stirred up some stuff. And the article was called "Nab the Nigga for Attacking the Girl in the Elevator." So, you know, all of the whites cultivated, and every time the story was told, y'all know how we do. Y'all know how y'all cousins are. We tell the story, we done added our own little flavor.
Put the yeast
you
on
done
it.
added a
Yeast
little,
on it,
you know what I'm saying?
yeast.
So by the time it was told multiple times, the whites were enraged. So they went down to the jail where they had him at, and they were guns drawn, and they were trying to get to this guy. And once the word got back to Greenwood, our people said, well, we not doing this. We not doing that. Yeah, so they strapped up and they went, and the chief of police turned him away. The chief assured them that he was going to be okay, but they kept hearing about this lynching, and they're like, no, they can't lynch that baby because we don't know what happened. They don't know what happened.
So we need him to get a fair one.
Exactly. So the diversion became, it wasn't about him anymore.
No.
It wasn't about him or her anymore. It was like, okay, well, these niggas coming in with these guns. Where they getting these guns from? They're a little bit more powerful than we are.
So we need to unarm them.
Yeah, and that started the riot, and that was by far one of the biggest racial riots.
He said it was the
ever.
biggest.
Yes.
And it was the most covered up.
Yep.
Because even today, people not aware of Black Wall Street. They don't understand any of it. I mean, it was over 300 murders. Not one person was arrested in this case, even up to today. Over 10,000 people were displaced, and not one insurance claim was paid up until this day to rebuild this city.
Nope, we rebuilt it on our own.
We rebuilt it on our own.
On our
so
own.
That's the moral of the story. The tenacity of the people in that day was a lot different than today.
Yeah.
So I thank God for these people, and I'm just doing this show specifically to pay homage to how far we have come and how far we have transitioned from that type of thinking. Yep. So I think that we definitely need to get back there and have more independent thinking. And God blessed me with this platform, and so I try to use it as much as possible to bring awareness. And that's exactly why I feel I'm here. Yeah. And so I'm not here to, I don't want people to think I'm a racist or nothing like that. And I'm not one here to, you know, I don't even have to make no apologies for what I say. I say this in confidence because of who I am. But of course, everybody who knows me knows that I deal with whoever. And so that's definitely not where I am. But I do have to wake up my people.
Yeah, definitely.
And so my people are asleep a little bit.
And they don't understand
Some
how
of them are actually
powerful
snoring.
we are.
And so we are powerful.
Yeah,
and so powerful. I want us to understand the power, because God stated clearly that my people will perish for lack of knowledge. We don't have understanding of even who we are. Nope. And so I'll leave it there, and I'll go to this clip, Jacob, and then we're going to bring up our guest. But yeah. I'll go to this total clip just to give you a little glimpse of what we're talking about. We'll be right back. Spotlight.
After unarmed father Terrence Crutcher was shot and killed by police, hundreds protested here in Tulsa. What many didn't know is that nearly 100 years ago, on these very streets on which they were marching, hundreds of African Americans were killed in one of the darkest chapters of Tulsa's and America's history. A lot of folks around here used to whisper about it over the decades, but nobody, black nor white, wanted to talk about it. And that history was being forgotten. Before it happened, Tulsa was the scene of a thriving, wealthy black community.
Black Wall Street was the most prosperous black-owned business district in 1921.
This was Black Wall Street. There were hundreds of black-owned businesses, everything from banks to pharmacies to the doctor's office. And black folks were making really good money. There were even 2 movie theaters, all black owned and operated. Segregation was in full effect. We heard that there was a gentleman who owned a plane. Is that true?
Simon Berry was a pilot and owned his own plane.
Black folks were rich here, basically. They lived very good lives.
Many of them, yes. Yes, which caused some envy and anger among white people who commented, how dare those Negroes have a grand piano in their house and I don't have a piano in my house.
1921 rolls around. What happens?
Some type of confrontation between blacks and whites was inevitable because of the racial climate at that time, because of the presence of the Ku Klux Klan in almost every aspect of our society. But on this particular day, May 31st, 1921, a young black male named Dick Rowland, who worked as a shoe shine boy in downtown Tulsa, went into the Drexel building where he had been given permission to get water and use the restroom. There was a young white girl named Sarah Page who was an elevator operator. And Dick Rowland every day would go into the elevator with Sarah Page. On this particular day, after the elevator doors closed and Sarah Page and Dick Rowland were alone in the elevator, a few moments later there was a scream, the elevator doors opened, Dick Rowland ran and was later arrested, and Sarah Page initially claimed that she had been assaulted.
Brown says Page never pressed charges, but authorities did, and the damage was done. By the end of the day, the rumor mill said Page had been raped.
As word spread, angry whites were determined that they were going to take matters into their own hands.
A large crowd of white residents gathered at the courthouse. They demanded Dick Rowland be lynched. How did the black community respond to that demand to lynch this young man?
They were willing to risk their lives. They knew that they would be risking their lives to help defend Dick Rowland. And thousands of whites gathered in front of the courthouse. A white man approached a black man with a gun. He said, "What are you going to do with that gun?" He said, "I'm going to use it if I have to."
The 2 men argued. There was a struggle over the gun. It fired. The white resident was shot. All hell broke loose.
Blacks retreated to the Greenwood district where they set up a barrier at the railroad tracks and were able for a short time to keep whites from invading their community. But because they were so outnumbered and outgunned, whites eventually broke through the railroad track and invaded what was home to Black Wall Street, the Greenwood district.
This was the result. 35 city blocks of the black neighborhood burned to the ground. Historical photos show black residents shot dead in the streets. The historical account is that at least 300 people were killed.
There were children that were here that had been armed by their parents, that had been told that they could come down to Greenwood and shoot and kill an innocent person. Those are the same people that we grew up with in our communities, that were a part of our society.
How many black people lost their lives?
There's really no way of knowing exactly how many people lost their lives, potentially thousands of innocent men, women, and children.
What is worse, survivors say they remember death not just in the streets, but raining down from the sky.
Many of our race riot survivors have commented that they remembered seeing planes flying overhead, dropping bombs, dropping nitroglycerin bombs.
Mrs. Hazel Smith Jones is believed to be the last living survivor in Tulsa. She's 97 years old.
My daddy wasn't at home. Just the kids and mama. They came and got us.
Was it white people from the city?
And carried us to fairground. And we was there for about 2 or 3 days.
To the fairgrounds?
And my dad didn't know where we were.
Did your family want to leave?
My mother, you know, with all this stuff going on, she thought it might have been safer with them taking us out there and being with more people.
Everyone called it a race riot. The opinion piece in the newspaper condoned it, calling Greenwood Niggertown. Do you consider it a riot?
No, ma'am. It was really murder. It was a massacre. My grandmother was awakened at night and just told to run. Just get up and run. And they ran. She was only 9. They ran for days. She got mixed up from her family and lost in a chicken coop.
Calling it a riot was convenient for a city run by whites. There's no statute of limitations for murder, but there is for a riot. For the black victims, it was devastating.
They never received any type of justice for losing their loved ones, for losing their homes and the businesses that they worked so hard for, that they built from the ground up.
Every insurance claim from the Greenwood neighborhood was denied. The claims totaled about $2.7 million. Black Wall Street did recover, but never to its former glory.
Do you think life is better for black folks in America now?
Yeah. Some places, yes, some places not.
If there was any clearer sign that change in race relations has happened to this community, this was it. During a march for a black father slain by a police officer, half of those marching were black and the other half white, all marching in unison, saying Black Lives Matter. But there are stark reminders of the racism that continues to thrive in some people's hearts. So the marching and the worrying continues.
It's amazing.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are back. Very, very powerful footage.
Very.
Very, very powerful footage. So I hope that I have inspired someone, touched someone, and enlightened some people to even go and look at that clip. They have a 45-minute documentary that's on YouTube. Just put in Black Wall Street and you can see the whole clip. So on another note, you see we have a plus one.
Yes.
This one right here is a very much so an innovator. I love her spirit. She's a wonderful woman, but she's also doing some big things. She is the first person to come along and do what we call mobile detailing. Mobile.
Well, kind of. It is
kind
of detailing. To the hell.
Mobile salon has nothing to do with detailing at all. I done went off what I want to do with my life. Has nothing to do with what she's doing. Yeah, she's a mobile hairstylist, but she also has a brick and mortar spot. Welcome to Spotlight Over the City, the one and only Deshawn.
All right, thank you for having me.
Hey, Miss.
Welcome.
How are you?
How are you?
Good.
It's a pleasure having you on.
Thank you for having me.
So, first thing I want to know is how long have you even been in the hair business?
Over 15 years.
You old enough to been doing hair for 15 years?
I'm 47.
Wow, 15
Black
years.
Don't crack.
So what inspired you? Because it's innovative to do the mobile part. Like no one really was doing that. What made you say, you know what, I'm gonna be a mobile stylist?
Well, I actually was I was mobile, but I was going in my car.
Oh, okay.
And some places I didn't feel secure going to. And
Right.
Some people didn't want me to come into their home. So I said, how can I bring the salon to them? So I said, hey, I need water and I need electricity. So I looked for an RV because it has water and electricity, has a generator and everything on it. And I built it out. Or I had someone to build it out.
That is super
but you
dope
came
though.
up with the
that is
blueprint.
super
That's
dope.
awesome.
And the reason I say that is because I heard about it, but I heard about it on the West Coast.
Yes.
I never heard about it on the East Coast.
No.
So I heard from a little birdie that I don't know, T.I. Tiny that was down there trying to bite somebody's style. What I heard, and it didn't work out so good. But I heard it's so innovative that it even had a celebrity trying to copy it. What about that? Yeah.
I even tried to reach out to them.
You did?
Yeah.
Didn't work out so good?
Nah, they kept telling me to watch their premiere.
Poor little Tink. And
Yeah.
Wait a minute, you saw my story first.
Right. Talk a little bit for me. So when you first found that out, what did you think? Like, did you think, okay, nerve of them?
When I actually saw it, I was in someone's home doing their nails, because I'm a nail tech too.
Okay.
And my daughter saw it, and she looked up at the TV and she said, Mom, look. And I looked up, I was like,
they just stole my idea.
Yeah. But it was okay. It's okay. I reached out to him. I didn't, get the response that I wanted, but I just moved forward.
Yeah.
Just kept it.
So once you opened it up, did you have that first, or you had the brick and mortar first? Because I know
I've always had a brick and mortar.
Oh, you had that first?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
My first brick and mortar was right there on Martin Luther King Avenue in Southeast DC. And I had to leave from there. I liked that spot, that area, yes. But I had to leave from there due to the landlord.
Okay.
But he wouldn't fix the place up.
Gotcha.
So then that's when I decided to do the mobile services.
Gotcha.
And yeah.
So, from my understanding, you have also a reality show, and shout out to you because they're in here now filming. So I'm pretty sure this is a part of the production. But from my understanding, you have a reality show based around the hair situation. I don't know if it's repairing hair or.
Yeah, it's like.
You want to tell me a little bit about it?
It's hair dilemmas.
Hair dilemmas.
So if you, I actually want my the person to write a story into me, and then we reenact the story, but we fix the problem.
Got you. So cancer patient.
Yes, cancer, hair loss, cancer patients. I've been out to a lady who has mobility issues. She was in the hospital and couldn't get to the salon, so I went out to her. But mainly, you went to a salon and they messed your hair up. Or you try to do it yourself and you mess your hair up.
You want them kitchen hairstyles.
Then we're going to glam you over and fix it.
Well, now what about daily occurrences? Because some people just wake up messed all up. So are you available every day?
Yes.
All right.
Every day.
Now y'all hear
7
that?
days a week.
So now the good thing about the mobile thing is what you said. A lot of people are not able to even come out. So do you get a lot of clients that's really able but just don't want to come out and they just want you to come to them?
Yeah, I have working families. Ladies who are teleworking at home might want me to come out and do their hair while they're
on the clock.
Are you serious?
Yes. That
On
has
the
happened.
clock.
So they at
few
work and
times.
they say, "Can you come by here real quick? Cause I need to." That's pretty hot though.
And I go to nursing homes, assisted living facilities.
Awesome.
I do events with the RV. I do parties, birthday parties, weddings.
So you can come and be like the glam squad for people who having
Yes.
little glam parties and this and that and all that kind of stuff. Because a lot of people do that for their kids.
Yes.
Like the little girls, they want to do their little whatever. So back to the reality show part, like the concept you said is just based on that. So it's going to be showing you like, you know, going into people's homes, repairing and doing this and that and talking about the damage or like what's the concept of it?
Yes, they're going to write the story and okay, let me talk about one of the stories.
Yeah, let's do it.
One of the stories, a lady wrote in and she said that she has self-esteem issues.
Okay.
And it was due to her hair. Her hair wasn't growing anymore like she wanted it to. She takes medicine. That could be a cause. It could be different reasons why your hair won't grow. So we go into telling her the different, finding out what the reason could be, telling her the things that she could do to help stimulate the hair growth.
Okay.
And then fix go and do her makeover to make her feel good about herself.
Gotcha. So I have a person right now that probably she has what is it called, alopecia or whatever.
Yes.
So her hair won't grow in the top area. It's really thin or whatever. And so is that a person that I could send to you and you could
definitely
do your magic and
yes.
Because a lot of people are just stylists. They don't actually do treatment on people's hair. They
I'm
just style hair.
Healthy hairstylist. I want to help you grow your hair. Like if she wanted me to cut her hair, I would be like, no, Sassy, you shouldn't do that.
What? Let me tell you, I wore this messed up wig just to see what you was going to... No, I'm just kidding.
You got the wig? I can tell. You know
But no, I definitely love when folks take their craft serious. I don't want to say a hairstylist because it's more like a hair scientist or, you know what I mean? It's something on a magnified level when you can come in somewhere and not feel like you're a part of an assembly line, because we all know the Dominicans do it. They kind of get you in and out and nobody really takes that time. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to come into you for a hairdo and I'm out within 10 minutes. That's wash and do. But I'm just kind of probably stretching that, but I'm just saying that to say that it's more so assembly line now where people are not back in the day taking the time that a person requires and desires. Right. Everything is about $1. So they're not really thinking about the hair care aspect of it and the stimulant of the follicles, and people don't really get into that. So that's amazing and commendable. So thank you for your contribution to that.
I thought that was I got a few homegirl hairstylists and that's what made me think of it. Only a few of them really get into the actual treatment of it. You know what I'm saying? And so you are one of the few that I know that actually treat the hair and do this. And I know some bomb hairstylists and they get it popping with them curlers and stuff and you come out looking amazing. But at the same time, I don't know that they actually get into the in-depth part, like the treatment. You know what I'm saying? And they've been doing it for years. And then I know a few that does. And so on another note, I heard something else about you, that you have a product of your own.
Yeah, I was about to say that. I actually went as far as making my own hair care products.
Nice.
And they are in 2 stores so far, and I'm working with Whole Foods to get them in there because they're natural.
You are
This is what I
amazing.
meant by amazing.
They're
So
amazing.
like, just shout out to you for everything that you're doing right now, because like that's innovative, and you're not just. A lot of people have been sitting behind a chair forever and ever, right? And have not transitioned out of that into anything else. They just stay in that one lane. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
But you found something more innovative.
Yeah, because
so,
I really don't want to be behind a chair for the rest of my life, another 40 years.
That's
So
right. That's right.
I think of other things that I can do that pertain to still being able to do hair and make them,
Okay. And so, on another note, our producer is also holding up a sign telling me something else. You have, you're doing some VA veteran stuff. You messing with the veterans and all that stuff. I'm all in your business.
Yeah,
I do. There's a program that we offer, and it's for veterans, and we give free haircuts to the veterans certain days of the week, and
Nice.
free shampoo and style to the ladies.
And you go to them for those.
They can
services,
come
or
to
they
us.
can come to
They can
you?
come to the salon on Mondays, and actually it's Mondays and Tuesdays.
Those are the days you do that
Yes.
particular
So
service.
you know somebody
Free
who
haircuts
is
and
a
free
vet.
shampoo.
So you want to give out your location and your information so they'll know where to find you and all of your Instagrams and Facebooks and all of that stuff. We need you to
Everything.
run it down and be clear and precise.
Yes.
Okay.
We want them to be able to find you.
So you can come to the brick and mortar location at Salon Dewan. It's 5608 St. Barnabas Road, Oxon Hill, Maryland, 20745. You can call 202-802-3098.
One more time.
202-802-3098.
Cool.
Or you can go to the website at www.salondewan.info. And Dewan is spelled Dejuan.
That's what's up. So not only are you doing phenomenal things for self, you're giving back.
Yes.
And that is what I really love,
have
the
one more
fact that
thing.
you're giving back. Go ahead.
Go on.
You got
There's
it.
a program with the Department of Health and Hygiene
Mhm.
where I also give free wigs. I make wigs too. So I give free
Oh,
wigs.
when did you
to-
sleep? Do you go to sleep? You just be up making wigs and riding around the city doing hair?
I do.
I like it. Hey, don't
Yeah.
stop. Don't stop. Because I
Yeah.
promise you, you on a winning track. So when you make these wigs, they're like for the cancer patients and
Yes.
stuff like that, people
Yes.
losing their hair.
So they can call me and I can give them a number to Department of Health and Hygiene. And there's some stipulations with their program. You have to have breast cancer. It's for low income people. And I forgot, it's one other one. But once they complete that process, then they can call me and then they come in, we do a consultation. I fit them for their wig or I can make it and then give it to them.
That's
That is
amazing.
amazing.
That is totally amazing. So that's very commendable. I love what you stand for. I love what you're doing. You got a lot going on. You got a whole very humble.
Okay, Black Wall Street.
Get it, Black Wall
Sitting
Street.
on a corner.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So this is what I'm talking about. This is what needs to happen. If you want to empower yourself, you have to work for self. You have to really. Not saying there's nothing wrong with working for somebody, but you definitely still have to work for yourself to empower yourself.
Yeah.
That's what has to happen. Sassy, you want to shout out your folks before we get out of here?
Well, let me give a super shout out to everybody who tuned in, everybody who took the nuggets that we gave today, and everybody who is going to go to the website, who's going to contact their veterans, everybody who is going to say something about furthering their education, do something about furthering their education, and link up with this phenomenal brand. Like, I'm just in awe. I'm in awe. Like, I'm really, really, really in awe.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. I love it. So make sure you go get your copy of Blackberry Melody, The Transformation of a Gangster. The book is found on Barnes & Noble, Amazon. I prefer you go to Amazon. I don't really know what Barnes & Noble has going on for their future. It looks like they're shutting down.
Uh-oh.
So, they closed 30 stores already. And they're on the way out because everybody's doing digital downloads and stuff now with books.
Yeah.
Book game is different. So make sure you can get my book on a digital download as well. You can get it on a Kindle, Nook, whatever you want to do. You can get it on whatever you want to get it on, hardcover, paperback. I also have a new book that's going to be out not long from now. We're in the editing process of the documentary. The documentary is called Damaged Goods, Is It Me? Damaged Goods, Is It Me? It's a question. Everybody has damaged goods from childhood, whether it's rape, molestation, physical abuse, mental abuse, abandonment, this and that. And so we bring that baggage forward when we get in relationships growing up, and then it's hard to mesh.
Yeah.
So Damaged Goods Is It Me is a book/documentary coming up. That's my next project. So on that note, you guys, I love you. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah.
Love hard, live good, God first. Spotlight over the city.
I put the spotlight on your city. I put the spotlight on your city.